All right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Hope you guys are doing well. Like, subscribe, and share. And thank you guys for watching the videos. This is the Iraq Report. Let's get started. It is April 8th, 2019. Okay, so we're going to run through a bunch of articles here and just catch up and see what's going on in Iraq. And then, of course, you saw we're going to talk about Al-Sharpton there and also Rafidian Bank at the end. Okay, so let's get started here. Halabasi reveals the convening of a conference of Iraq's neighboring countries in Baghdad on April 20th. Okay, so the neighboring, this is interesting. So all the neighboring countries of Iraq are going to meet on the 20th of April. So interesting because the 25th they're supposed to do their financial inclusion of the private banks. So this is going to be kind of interesting. Okay, so maybe they're going to be, let me just read it here. So Speaker of the House, Mohammed Halabasi, the convening of conference of Iraq's neighboring countries in Baghdad on the 20th of April. The announcement of Halabasi during his participation with a parliamentary delegation on Sunday at the meeting of the 140th General Assembly. Okay, of the Interparliamentary Union in Qatar. Okay, so on the 20th, on the 20th, the neighboring country. Now I don't know if this is all of the countries in the Middle East, but it's going to be the neighboring countries of Iraq are all going to meet up in Baghdad on the 20th. Does Iraq have something to tell them? Okay. Is Iraq about to tell them that we're going to be adding purchasing power? Right? And so this will affect your country, so prepare. Okay. That could, we have the financial inclusion coming, which is, the private banks are going to be financially included. Okay, so is that the launch of the private sector? We don't know. But this is going to be interesting to see what happens on this and what comes out of this meeting with all the neighboring countries coming on the 20th. Okay, so we'll watch out for that. Neighboring countries coming on the 20th, and financial inclusion on the 25th. Donald Trump wants the trade deal done with China immediately here before the summit, or basically by this month, right? So all this is they're trying to get a lot of stuff done in April now. For some reason, everything has switched to the end of April to get things done. So we'll just have to play it out and see how it plays out. Okay, my other computer just restarted. All right, so Tamimi. Now I don't know if this is Tamimi's husband. Okay, I don't know if this is Magda Tamimi's husband. I have no clue. We just talked about Magda Tamimi yesterday, and how her husband was also rumored, and once again for the third time, to be taking the central bank position from Ali Alak after the cabinet members are announced, because that's when they're going to be dealing with the central bank, and they're going to be dealing with the vice president position and other positions in parliament or in Iraq that are under proxy positions or whatever the case may be. So we just have to wait and see what comes out with that. So yeah, so I don't know if this is her husband or not. That might be up for the job or central bank governor. Okay, so Tamimi says next week we will see the completion of the ministerial cabinet. Now we've heard this for the last 7 weeks, not 7 weeks, but we've heard this from Sauter's alliance 3 times, right? And then nothing has gotten done. Why? And I told you guys why. Because to get the cabinet members to vote, you need the approval of the prime minister, and the prime minister Abdul Ahmadi has literally pretended that the cabinet members are already completed. So he doesn't bring it up. He has not allowed it to get into parliament for a vote, and he's just literally pretended that it doesn't exist. Okay, so I don't know why he's saying this. Maybe he's saying it just to keep it going. I don't know. Okay, so his name is Farhat or Farhat. Okay, MP Farhat. He's a reformist. Said on Sunday that next week we will see the completion of the ministerial cabinet by Abdul Ahmadi, adding that now did he get permission from Abdul Ahmadi to make these statements? Because a lot of these people are not getting his permission to make these statements; they're just making them. Okay, and so if Abdul Ahmadi's sitting there saying, I'm not bringing it to vote," then nothing's gonna happen. It doesn't matter what these people say. Okay, so adding that, so if we don't see nothing next week, then we're just gonna add his name to the list of all the people that said that things are gonna get done and they don't get done. Okay, and where is Sauter at? Where is Sauter? A body's hiding under maybe Sauter and the body are a little bit quiet right now, so they might be getting ready to get something done. And like I said before, if they can't remove Mahdi out of the government, then they need to go with they need to organize something with the millions of people and get something done that way, because that's what I saw in my dream. I saw in my dream that Abadi didn't wasn't the prime minister, so he went to the people, and then that's how he was able to get the job done. So he could do it. He could do it that way as well. Okay, so and it's gonna get hot. It's about to get very hot, and right now, I mean, it's gonna get very hot in the Middle East. These people don't have water. They barely have food. They have no money. It's got to get very hot, and when you get hot, if people get angry, they get, you know what I mean. So it's gonna be the perfect timing. It's gonna be perfect time to store up the citizens because they don't have no AC. They don't have nothing. So it's gonna be scorching hot, man. These guys, they're gonna get angry, and then just like last year when they had all those protests in Tyree Square and stuff. It was hot. It's hot. When you get hot, you get angry, and I think Body and Sauter need to take that and use that for their advantage. Okay. He says, adding that people are now known to work for personal reconciliation at the expense of the interests of the country. Oh no, no dog. That people are working for the personal reconciliation of their for their pocketbooks. Of course, of course they're doing that. So let me see here. Okay, so it says Tamimi said in a televised statement that the Middle East is going to calm and Iraq in a comfortable position and enjoy security and political stability and should not adopt the Iraqi political forces any access. Okay, so it says next week we will see the completion of the cabinet members of Abdul Mahdi and people are known. Okay, we already read that. I'm not sure why they're repeating that again. It says maintaining Iraq's neutrality under the pivotal conflict is very important, and Iraq knows its interests and become an expert in distinguishing the enemy from the ally. Okay, it says as he did not change his views towards those who hurt. Man, what is he talking about? It says, but the change of attitudes came from the usual, maybe the usual suspects, pointing out that before Saudi Arabia will not erase the history of suicide bombers. Okay, yeah. Let's just leave it to that. He said that next week we will see the voting on the cabinet members, okay, or the completion of the ministerial cabinet members next week. Okay. All right. Moving on. Now, if they're going to bring the world in, right, the neighboring countries in to Iraq on the 20th, then most likely they're going to get the cabinet members done before the 20th. Wouldn't that be embarrassing? You know what I mean? You bring all the neighboring countries in for this massive meeting in Baghdad on the 20th of April, and but yet you don't have your cabinet members completed, right? I mean, you're trying to make these big announcements, but you don't have your cabinet members completed. So it would make sense that next week the cabinet members would be completed. It just makes sense on the timing if they're going to be holding this big meeting on the 20th. I'm trying to get the calendar pop up. There it is. So yeah. So next week next week has to be the deadline of cabinet members. I don't look. you have this week to do it, and they don't want to do it this week. But next week will be the deadline to get the cabinet members completed, and then hold that big meeting on the 20th. Could be a reset meeting. Could be a we don't know what it's going to be. Right? Could be a purchasing power meeting. We don't know. Okay, and then the 25th, the private bank financial inclusion. Hopefully, that's the launching of the private sector, and then give it some time, and then maybe we. And I'm going on. I'm doing a week vacation right here, so on the 1st of May. So maybe they knew that I was taking a vacation here, and I was going to take a 1 week vacation, come back maybe on the 7th. Go play some basketball. Go live. Go sleep. Get some sleep. Get some sleep. More sleep. Play some ball. Basketball. Chill. You know what I mean? And so maybe they knew that I was coming, so they're trying to get things done before I go on vacation. Good luck to them, you know what I mean? But also Ramadan's coming up for them as well, and they don't do nothing so that's a whole 30 days wasted. So, and that's sometime in May as well. So I don't know what the date on Ramadan is, but I think it's May. Is it May 6th? Hey, I don't know. It's coming up. So Ramadan's coming up, right? So for them. So yeah, they would like them if they're gonna get it done. They need to get it done before before Ramadan. But if not, then maybe they're gonna tell people that they're not gonna get it done until after Ramadan, right? So I don't know what this meeting is gonna be about. It could be about. It could be that they're not gonna get it done until after Ramadan. So I don't know. Who knows? The launch of the trade fair of the member states of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Baghdad. Okay, not sure what that's all about. And my computer is like really slowing down right now, so I have to be patient and wait. Okay. It says here that Iraq, we hope that the volume of OIC trade will double to more than 480 billion, 81 billion. I don't know what that is. So let me go upwards here. It says Abdul Ahmadi ends his visit to Iran and returns to Baghdad. Okay. So this man has looked scared the whole time he was in Iran. It looked like he was forced to come to Iran, number one. And while he was there, he just looked scared, man. This guy looked like he's so confident and he's just chilling. Even when he was at the meeting with the Ayatollah, he just looked confident and chilling, relaxed. He just looked scared the whole time. His body language is way off. Okay, so this must be some meetings that he did not like. Either he did not like, or it's about to make him look bad, or something. I don't know. Or it's all, or he's selling out to Iran and he doesn't feel good about it. I don't know what it is, but you can tell. You can tell in body language that something's just not right. Maybe he knows that a new group is coming into Iraq to do harm. I don't know, but his body language has been off. Okay, so he met with Rouhani. He also met with Ayatollah in meetings and secret meetings and all these private meetings and things like that. He says in various fields and agreements to lift trade exchange from $12 billion annually to $20 billion in 2021, as well to meet a number of Iranian leaders. Also, the banking exchanges are going to be now done in Iraqi dinars, which was something I said last year, summer, that would happen, that Iran would adopt the IQD, and so now they're doing banking exchanges in the Iraqi dinar, right, with Iraq. Says announces an official holiday. Okay, so I think we talked about that one yesterday. The KGR decided on Monday to disrupt the official working holiday of Tuesday. Okay. So I got that out the way. Pompeo warns foreign banks of dealing with the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. Okay, so we saw the news today. Benny had it as well that the United States of America has put the Iranian National Revolutionary Guards on their list of terror group, right? So we understand that they have done that. So now Pompeo is going to warn all companies and banks around the world in dealing with the Iranian National Revolutionary Guard, which is the IRGC. Okay, after being listed in Washington D.C.'s terror organization list. Okay, so they were put on there. People are saying that we're getting very close to the prophetic boom, right? So we're just waiting, watching and waiting, watching and waiting for the prophetic boom. It could be next week. You just never know, right? With all the things that are happening, well, what's it going to be next? Well, if it's next week, then it's really going to ruin all of the meetings next week, though. But hey, it is what it is. We don't care. We don't care about ruining meetings because the meetings have not got anything done. We want us to see a national emergency. So let it happen. Let it happen this week, next week. Let it happen in April. I'm ready, man. Let's get this thing on the road. Okay. Um, all right. So he's talking about companies and banks around the world have a clear responsibility to ensure that all institutions with which they conduct financial transactions have no material relationship with the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. All right, so basically they're stopping funding. They're stopping. They're warning all banks around the world to stop funding these people, and that's the thing. You got governments all around the world funding these types of groups, okay? And this is where you get these types of groups from, is because the people, countries, governments are funding these types of groups, and they're putting it under contracts and projects. I talked about that yesterday. All right, so that's how the citizens and people around the world don't know that they're funding these groups, because they're using the terms projects, contracts, and they're also using the term charity, right? Charity groups. Here, we're giving the charity, and then the money is being funneled into terrorists, right? So charity has been a big thing for the Western world. Charity groups, okay, and then, like, fighting cancer. Then you actually look at their financial records. Only 10% of it actually went to research cancer. The rest of it is going to for private jets and luxury lifestyle. And then you got another 10% going for terrorist groups, right? Secretly going, funneling the terrorist groups. So that's what they use. They use projects, contracts, and charity. That's why I don't give to any of that stuff. I don't believe in any of that stuff. I don't give to charity. I don't give to, I don't care about contracts. And also these fake projects out here. Okay. And some of you guys have been, including myself, have been in humanitarian projects that don't even have any money to start, and they're waiting on the reset to happen, the currency reset for the funding. And I've been saying that since from the jump, because I was looking at, I was like, man, these humanitarian projects, where are they going to get their funding from, right? And so people are like, oh, we're going to get funding from from these corporations, these big wig corporations. I was like, no, you're not. You're waiting on the Iraqi dinar to revalue. That's where you're going to get your funding from. You're waiting on the Vietnamese dong to revalue. That's where you're going to get your funding from. So that means, so this is, which is fine, but at least tell us up front. You have people like Dorsey and others waiting years after years after years, trying to get off of their positions and their night shift jobs, because you told them that they're going to be funded for humanitarian projects and prosperity projects and things like that, and it never happened, right? Because they're waiting on the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong and other currencies to reset, but they wouldn't let them know that up front. So I figured it out already up front. I figured it out, and then I made my own move out of the government. I said, I'm done with the government stuff. I'm done working with a supervisor, done working with a boss, done working with people over my head telling me what to do, having to clock in. I'm done with that. I'm going to be my own boss. If I fail, it's going to be because I failed. If I succeed, because I'm going to succeed, right? And because of hard work and things like that, and prayer, and allowing God to lead me on that. You know what I mean? And having people to back me up and support me like you guys have. So that's what I decided to do. So And Dorsey's on that crossroad right now. Every video he comes on, I'm still on the night shift. You know what I mean? At some point, he's gonna get to the point to saying, I'm never saying I'm still on the night shift anymore. I'm coming off of this, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to now do things on my own, right? I'm going to become my own boss, right? So at some point, he's going to have to do that because you talk about your health. It starts to become a concern, and night shift people don't live long. I think the average age of a night shifter is like 45 to 50 years old. So you got to think about that, right? You're sleeping at the wrong. Your sleep schedule is way off and it's terrible, and that messes up your health as well. So a lot of things you got to consider. So at some point, Dorsey's got to make the decision. I got to come. I have to stop this, and I have to become my own boss because he has the intel to. He has the intel to make money. He has the intel to do his own shows. He has the intel to have a large group of people supporting him, and he doesn't need to have he doesn't need to have a job where he clocks in and has to worry about stuff like that, his health and stuff. So he has enough. He has enough more, and he has 6,000. I think he has 6,000 subscribers. So he has basically what I had when I left, right? So, but it is what. And then he also has people like me that share his videos, and I put his links on there. I wish he would have a PayPal button. Go to PayPal.me and just create a PayPal button and start putting up his PayPal button on there so people can support him. Okay, in that way. But yeah, so it is what it is. But anyways, let's move on. And let's wrap it up. So Babylon Council will announce the official holiday on Tuesday. Okay, and let's wrap it up with this. It says Parliament resumes its session Wednesday by voting and reading 6 bills. Okay, today what's today's date? Isn't today Monday? Hold on, let me see. Today is Monday. Yeah, tomorrow is Monday. So what's this all about? Parliament resumes its session Wednesday by voting on. Okay, so I'm guessing they're telling us what they're going to be doing on Wednesday. Okay, because tomorrow is a holiday for them, so it looks like they're going to be doing some stuff on. And look what they're doing on Wednesday as well. Did you guys read this part down here on the bottom? It says the first reading of the draft law of ascension of the Republic of Iraq to the agreement of the Asian Investment Bank for Infrastructure. Okay, so they're about to join the a what is it the Asian AIIB, isn't that what it's called? The AIIB, or I don't know, the Asian infrastructure, the AIIB. See, they wrote it wrong here. It's the AIIB, so it's the Asian Investment Infrastructure Bank, right? That's what it's called. So they just did it differently here, but it's okay. Okay, that's why it messed me. I was like, isn't it the AIIB? Okay, so Iraq's going to be joining the AIIB. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So they're going to be voting on this, the first reading of the draft law of joining the AIIB bank. So that's cool. I think that's it for the top there. And let's go here. And it says the Rafidian Bank reveals a large funding plan, including the Baghdad Metro. Okay. I guess we'll leave this one. I'll talk about it on Currency 365. So let's just move on to the last thing here, and that's Al-Sharpton. Okay, I post this on Instagram as well, and I think other people posted all over Facebook, all over social media. Al-Sharpton, former paid FBI informant. Al-Sharpton in a video said that he was paid by the FBI to be an informant, but he thought that he didn't think of himself as an informant. At least that's what he's saying in the video. He's saying that he was paid to be a FBI informant, but he didn't feel like that's what he was doing. He felt like instead of calling himself an informant, he was just a law-abiding citizen. or some crap like that. It's embarrassing, but whatever. But we all knew, a lot of us knew this, especially from my social media, a long time ago. And these are the types of things that cost me friendships, cost me friends on Facebook, cost me people stop talking to me. It's stuff like this. Me posting stuff like this and telling people that Al-Sharpton is your enemy. He's an FBI informant and things like that. People didn't want to talk to me no more, right? So that's one of the big reasons why I came off of Facebook, right? Because Facebook was a place where people were brainwashed. Okay, they didn't know the information I knew, so it felt like I was by myself. And so that's how I live my life now, right? I'm by myself. You know what I mean? Like I don't, and just like Benny said, when Benny was talking on his live show that God said that he's gonna put an end to my loneliness and things. That's because I'm by myself because of stuff like this. I brought out all this stuff back in the past, and many people don't want to talk to me no more, right? And so, and it's fine, and that's because I know that people are brain dead to the mainstream media, and so I'm my own man. So, and I'm fine with that. Okay, so it is what it is, right? You can't bring everybody over. At some point, many people will know the truth about this stuff, and they're starting to know now. That doesn't mean they're going to say they're going to come to you and apologize and say, "Hey, man, I didn't, it was 3 years ago, 5 years ago. I didn't know about it. Now I do. Thanks for letting me know. I'm sorry for like thinking you're crazy and things like that." They're not going to do that. People are not going to do that. People are going to stay away from you, even regardless if you're telling the truth or not. That's just how it is now. Okay. So yeah, it is what it is. It comes with the territory, and it's all good. Okay. So and it's a good part, and also it makes you separate from people. Then you know what I mean, because not everybody goes with you to the end. Not everybody gets old with you, and a lot of people go their separate ways, and that's fine. And then and then you got people that actually will come and actually go with you to the end, right? To the to the end of the end of your life, right? So not everybody's gonna meet you at the end of your life. People are gonna go their separate ways, including us. We were attached to people before, and then now we're no longer attached to them. We're all going our separate ways, and this has happened. That's what's called life, right? Only a few people are gonna be with you until the end. All right, so that's it. Eyes open. Talk to you guys later. I'm about to do the fiat report on currency 365. Peace out.